So I think everybody might have a different perception of what cheating might be.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like there's different levels of cheating. Obviously, there's like emotional cheating and physical cheating, and like there's also like cheating behind your back, and I guess all cheating is behind your back. There's also the open relationship aspect of things.
Right.
Like, what do you think? Like, if you were in a relationship, knowing your personality, what would you label as something that is cheating?
If I was in a relationship, what would my definition of cheating be?
Because like I think you and I are going to differ on this a little bit.
Really? Yeah. I think. Okay. What do I define as cheating? I think. Let's say I had a girlfriend. She went out. If she was flirting with another guy, obviously, I consider it cheating. Okay. If you're contacting another dude behind my back and lying about it, that's cheating. You know what I mean? Okay. If you're, God forbid, if you're like sleeping with someone else, of course that's cheating. Okay. I mean, like, but I think like cheating, I think is a very like it's not a subjective thing. It's like objective, as in like there's only one definition.
I don't think that way though.
Really, you think it's subjective?
So I did a reality dating show years ago, and I made a very unpopular take that people did not like.
What did you say?
So basically, I was like, okay, so say you're in a workplace, right? And you haven't seen The Office, so you don't know, but you're in the workplace. But you have like a boyfriend or girlfriend. But you develop a sort of an innocent, the key word innocent, fascination with another person, but you never, ever, ever let it develop into like, how do I say it? Liking someone. Or I wouldn't even say that, because I would say like you could develop a mild, innocent crush on someone, but I wouldn't necessarily consider that cheating. You know what I'm saying? Because like, for example, because you can say I had a girlfriend. I love my girlfriend. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I developed like, I think an innocent crush or fascination with someone, but never ever let it get anything more than that. Like, cause like you can't help how you might think about another person. You see what I'm saying? Like if like, oh, that person's like really nice. Like, oh, he's so like, he's cute. You can think that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you might be like, oh, like, maybe in another life, if this was another time, something like you can have, your mind can go down that. It's not like you can control that. Yeah. And as long as you don't let that evolve into anything else, then I don't consider that cheating.
I agree with you.
You know what I mean? Like you can't help what your mind thinks.
Because you can be in a relationship and you can just look at someone and be like objectively like, oh, this person's attractive.
I'm not talking about attraction. I'm talking about.
Well, no, I'm saying whether it be like they're attractive, whether it be like their physical looks or their personality. Like, oh, this person has a really nice personality. Like, oh, like I really like their personality. But as long as you don't expound upon that and act upon like that like urge, you know what I mean?
Like you can be like, oh, I could see myself dating that person. In another reality, it might have worked, Yeah, I don't think that's cheating, but some people do think that's cheating, and I'm like, okay, so what? You want this person to like think about, your significant other 24/7 like forever? Like that's not how the world works. That's not how the humans work.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
You can't help that.
Yeah.
And I said this on this dating show, and people in the comments were eating me up. They were like, "You unfaithful bastard!" Like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, "Okay, thought police." Like what the hell? Like what do you want me to do? Like I can't help what my mind thinks. So like. Yeah. But I would never, ever act on something like that.
Right. I think, like, as long as, like, just your thoughts stays thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's, like, totally fine.
Yeah, like,
like, that's, like, everyone. What do you mean? Like, sometimes I'll watch a movie, like, I have a big fat crush on Gal Gadot.
Wonder Woman.
You know what I mean? Like, if I had a girlfriend, like, I'd be like, damn, Gal Gadot's cute. You know what I mean? Like, maybe in another life. Yeah, maybe in another life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I have thoughts like that. You know what I mean? Like
another life, where you're in Hollywood.
Like that, and, like it'd still be like it's just innocent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like you can have like but I mean, you don't know Gal Gadot.
I mean, she's obviously like
But I think it's also important that if you have someone that likes you, but you want to maintain a friendship with this person, I don't think that's necessarily wrong either. I think as long as you draw the line and you make sure that person knows, that it is never going to be anything more than and to give that up and just be your friend, I think that's totally fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay, so if a friend had a crush on you and you laid down the line and you told them like it's never gonna be anything more than this, I'm already in like a relationship, stop it. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this because
if they don't stop, then that's a problem.
Exactly, because I think humans are, like we talked about it a little earlier, like humans can be selfish. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
Especially when it comes to like love, right? It's like the heart wants what it wants. You know what I mean?
Doesn't it?
So I think, you know what I mean? Like in that type of situation, I would just kind of like like further like distance myself from that person. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just out of respect for, you know, my significant other, because let's say my significant other had a male friend who was super into her,
Mm-hmm.
and like they just like still kept it amicable. She's like, oh, he's still just a friend, you know, he likes me, but you know, like we're gonna go out and get coffee or something. Like I'd be like, no, you're not. Like, what are you talking about? It doesn't necessarily mean I don't trust her. It's just I don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what kind of game that guy has. You know what I mean? You don't know what kind of bullshit he's gonna try to pull.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I guess I am a little jealous in those regards. But you know what I mean?
You don't find yourself to be a jealous type person?
I think I'm a jealous person.
I don't really think I'm as jealous.
But I do think jealousy is, to some degree, needed in a relationship.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like if you're just like all willingly free, like oh, like do whatever you want, like go hang out with whoever. Like no, like that's not right. I don't think.
I don't necessarily like. I'm not gonna say that I'm not jealous at all, but I don't think I have like severe jealousy issues. I know some people in my life that are like some of the like unreasonably jealous, like to like an insane degree.
Right.
And I think a lot of it's
Okay.
It can also be cultural too. I don't know.
Let me give you a situation.
Okay.
You had a significant other,
Right.
and they were going to hang out with a group of friends, but someone in that group likes your significant other. And you know this.
Okay.
And your significant other also knows this.
Okay.
But they're going to go out to drink.
And
Are you okay
did
with
she
that?
lay down the line already?
She laid on the line, but this guy, you know, like, just because she laid on the line doesn't mean this guy's going to stop, you know
What are you
I mean?
gonna do, like Bill Cosby situation?
Like, no, as in, like, let's say, like, he just keeps pursuing it. Throughout the night, like, he gets a little drunk, and he starts, like, you know, like, let's say, like, putting his arm around her, or, you know what I mean? Getting a little too close, getting a little too comfortable.
I would trust my girlfriend enough to stop that situation. And in that situation, I would want at least a certain level of communication with her during all of this. If that happened, plus it's not just the two of them either. There's other people there.
I mean, yeah.
So in that situation, I would have to trust my girlfriend, and if he started doing that, I would expect her, because she already laid on the line, I would expect her to, at that point, cut ties. But I'm not going to say, or I'm not going to demand that you don't go out with your friends. Like, I expect you to 정리해, figure out that situation with that guy after that night and be like, look, this isn't working. I laid my things down. You're not respecting my, situation.
Yeah.
At that point, but if it continued happening even after that, and she didn't figure out, tell him to back up or not hang out with him anymore, and she kept doing it, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
I think there's a really fine line between trying to be too controlling over your significant other, and I think the level of trust there, like, I don't consider, I wouldn't even date a girl that was completely unable to handle her own business. You know what I mean?
Like you said, like if it was like my significant other like went to go out or something, I would let them know. I wouldn't demand that they didn't go, but I'd be like, you know what? Honestly, I'm a little uncomfortable with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's your life. Like, do what you want to do. Those are your friends. Blah blah blah. But just me, I feel very uncomfortable with that. That's all you need to know. You know what I mean? Like, I think I would say something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's fair. You can say that because a relationship is a two-person thing.
Like, okay, what do you think is worse? Do you think in a cheating situation, do you think emotionally cheating or physically cheating is worse?
I think they're both bad.
I think they're both bad. But if you had to add one or the other,
physical.
I think physical's worse.
Physical's way worse.
Oh yeah.
Because then I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like every time I look at you, I'd be like, you know what I mean? I'm the type of person, like, I don't care how much I love someone. Like, I know me. Cheating is the bottom line. I will end it and I will never talk to you again. Like that there's no, like, what do you call it? Reconciling or anything like that. If that's the case, like, you can't fix that. You've already, like, that's the biggest betrayal of trust I think you could possibly make. Right. Now, and like I said, because you can go from an innocent fascination to someone to emotionally cheating. I think that's a very easy line to cross.
Oh yeah.
But you have to have good mind control, and you have to be able to really recognize your relationship with your current girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah.
To be able to control that situation without it going crazy.
Yeah.
So I would expect this. I would expect that rather than cheating, because this is the type of person I am. Like, if I would never cheat on anybody, because I am a type of person that's super guilty. Yeah. Like, I feel the guilt is crushing on stuff like that for me.
Yeah.
Like, so I would rather just, even though it sucks, break up, and then you can do whatever you want.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, then, like, I have no excuse to be super sad when, she might physically cheat on me or whatever.
Yeah.
And definitely, I don't want to be the person to have to find out that you've been cheating, because I don't think there's anything that could be more painful than that, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also mentioned this earlier. Open relationships. What do you think about open relationships? So
I could never.
I'm assuming open relationship means you guys are, let's say, together, but just sexually, you guys are open to sleeping with other people. That's what an open
I don't think. I think
right?
that's. I don't think it's sustainable at all. I know that some people do this, and if that's your thing, cool. Like that's awesome. Like you can handle that.
Swingers? Is that what they call them?
Yeah, a lot of swingers do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think. But swingers, it's mostly. I think it's mostly physical.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
can an open relationship be like? I guess you could also
that's
have like
polygamy. Like
yeah,
like, you know, you date like you have like 8 girlfriends. Like you have like your girlfriend and then like 10 concubines. Like that's like what I'm not talking about that, because that would never work with me.
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
I mean, if this was like the 1700s and I was royalty or something, maybe. But like, you know what I mean? Like that's not just. I can't. I don't think I could do that. Like I said, I said I'm not that jealous, but if I had to share my girlfriend with like 10 other dukes or something, like I don't. There's no way. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a little.
That's why, like, listen, open relationships to me is like, okay, you're emotionally dating me, but you're physically dating me plus like all these other Johns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
Because then I also feel like, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm not providing enough, or, you know, I'm not up to par. Like, that's how I would take it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd just rather not date anybody. Some people can do that. I mean, that's cool. I mean, some people are like, all right, whatever. Like, you know, I'll go bang all these people everywhere and, you know, whatever. Yeah. I mean, if that works, that's cool with you, you know. Wrong is wrong to me. That's a very black and white situation. I don't think there's, when it comes to this, cheating is black and white. There's no gray. There's no silver. There's no rainbow. There's none of that. You know what I mean? So I think that you just got to establish very clearly what your needs are, and that both parties should acknowledge that and take that into consideration when you're dating this person. I just think that's how it is. That's the reality of it. Because not everybody, for example, some relationships don't necessarily have to have a physical aspect to it. Some people don't do that.
That's true.
You know
it depends
on
the individual, right?
Yeah, and some people have different needs than other people. So it's, you know, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's why compatibility is so important in a relationship, you know? I
mean,
but never betray someone by going and cheating with someone or something like that, because what does my book say about it? Like, your girlfriend cheats on you. Oh, kick that bitch to the curb. Good idea. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, like, that's just how it is for me. I mean, I don't really.
Yeah. I mean, everyone in relationships or that are looking to get into relationships, I mean, you guys do you. Obviously, you guys know what's best for, you know, yourselves. But, yeah, I mean, just like we said, cheating is obviously not the best situation.
And cheating, let me specify this again. Getting drunk and sleeping with someone else is not an excuse. Just because you're really good friends with this person and then it turns into, like, you know, he or she COWBOYS or like confesses to you, it's not an excuse. Gigolos, hookers, escorts are all not excuses, okay? They're all cheating. So take a chapter from my book into consideration and don't put up with it and don't commit it, okay? Case closed. If you do, I sentence you all to death.